Reflections and Realizations. A prescription for people pleasing. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Doctor. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Vizier. How are you? Replied the doctor. I'm well, alhamdulillah. I was just going on a walk to take a break from my duties. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Is everything okay? The Vizier asked. Alhamdulillah. I was also taking time out to reflect on some matters that were causing me to feel stressed. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm a bit of a people pleaser. I'm constantly spreading myself thin in all kinds of different directions just to gain people's approval in some way. I end up exhausted and overwhelmed. I feel I'm more preoccupied with complying with the expectations of others than on doing what's important for me and for my family. Worse still, sometimes I end up compromising on my relationship with Allah and compromising on my values and principles. The doctor explained, as the Vizier listened intently. And, Vizier, do you know what the irony is? He continued. After all that, I still can't please everyone. The sacrifices I make just become new expectations placed on me by those around me. I please no one and I end up feeling resentful. The Vizier nodded his head in agreement. I can understand how you're feeling. I went through a similar awakening many years ago. Seeking the approval of others is a natural desire. If it's within clear boundaries, it's actually a healthy thing that smoothens and beautifies human relationships. But your problem, as was mine several years ago, is that you have not yet established clear boundaries. You also don't have a focus because you're trying to please everyone. Do you remember the verse in Surah Al-Zumar that refers to this concept? Yes, the doctor replied. It is the verse in which Allah illustrates the stark contrast between a slave owned by many masters at odds with one another, trying to fulfill their multiple conflicting requests, versus a slave belonging to a single owner unburdened by such overwhelming stress and confusion. Come to think of it, that verse is very relevant to my predicament. Exactly, agreed the Vizier. Trying to satisfy everyone, including your own desires, is an impossible task. Instead, focus on pleasing Allah and you will feel the burden lift off your shoulders. Everything else will fall into place too. Have you not heard the following hadith? إذا أحب الله العبد نادى جبريل إن الله يحب فلانا فأحببه فيحبه جبريل فينادي جبريل في أهل السماء إن الله يحب فلانا فأحبوه فيحبه أهل السماء ثم يوضع له القبول في الأرض. If Allah loves a slave, He will call out to Jibreel, Allah loves so-and-so, so love him. As a result, Jibreel loves him. Jibreel, in turn, calls out to those dwelling the heavens, Allah loves so-and-so, so love him. As a result, those in the heavens love him, and then, amongst those on the earth, the acceptance of this individual will be established. So, you see, Doctor, if you direct all of your focus towards pleasing Allah, Allah will love you. When Allah loves you, He will handle people's perceptions of you. That's a really good point, the doctor commented. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Obviously, pleasing Allah involves fulfilling the rights of those around us and conducting our relationships in a way that is in line with the Islamic guidance. Of course, concurred the Vizier, it's not possible to please Allah by disobeying Him with regards to the rules and recommendations that concern our interactions with others. But giving others their God-given rights is very different from people-pleasing. It is primarily driven by a desire to please Allah and obey Him. It is not motivated by a desire to people-please. The doctor agreed. Yes, I understand what you mean, Vizier. There's something else that I struggle with which I should mention. In order to avoid being disagreeable or different, I often feel pressured to engage in things that I'm not happy about, such as delaying the prayers when I'm in a gathering, or engaging in gossip and backbiting. I know these things displease Allah, and at the same time I have a huge aversion to being disagreeable. I worry that if I act differently from those around me, or if I don't fit in, everyone will despise me and look down on me. Well, doctor, let me share a hadith with you that will put this concern of yours to bed. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, من التمس رضا الله بسخط الناس رضي الله عنه وأرضى الناس عنه ومن التمس رضا الناس بسخط الله سخط الله عليه وأسخط عليه الناس. Whomsoever seeks the pleasure of Allah and in order to do so displeases the people, Allah will be pleased with him and will make the people pleased with him. And whomsoever seeks the pleasure of the people and in doing so displeases Allah, Allah will be displeased with him and will make the people displeased with him. So you see, doctor, paradoxically, by you going so much out of your way to please people, you may actually be having the opposite effect, the vizier explained. I had never thought of it like that before, exclaimed the doctor. From now on, I will make sure that the focus of my intentions and decisions will be on pleasing Allah. And if faced with the choice between pleasing the people and pleasing Allah, I will always choose Allah. Also, by making the focus of my intentions and my decisions Allah's pleasure, I will no longer feel so much resentment or disappointment, because I will no longer be doing things with expectations from those around me. Allah's pleasure will be what I would be seeking. With this new realization, I feel that my life will be significantly less complicated and stressful. Jazakallahu khair, Vizier. I really appreciate your insights on this matter. Jazana wa iyyakum. The purpose of the Al Majalla project is to contribute towards Islamic revival in the Muslim Ummah. We aim to do so through the medium of storytelling. To make this project sustainable, full-time dedication is required. The creative process involved is both complex and time-consuming. If you believe in this revivalist vision and would like to support our mission, we have set up an Islamic art gallery, Roa Art, which you can patronize to help us keep this effort a full-time one. You can also support us through subscription to the Al Majalla Patreon channel. Further details can be found in the video and channel descriptions. Jazakumullahu khairah.